Hello everybody, Fox here, and welcome back to another Minecraft Bedrock Edition Redstone tutorial. In this Redstone tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a working quiz game buzzer for your survival world, realm, or server. If you're building any type of game that requires a buzzer, this build is for you. So how this works is we have 4 buzzers here in the setup, and the nice part about this is you can make it 2, you can make it 6, you can make it 8, but for now, I'm just going to go ahead and go with 4. Let's say we're on a game show, someone is asking a question, and I'm red, I want to answer it, so I hit the buzzer, that lights up, and any other player who tries to hit the buzzer after me is not able to, and notice that only my redstone lamp is lit up. Now, let's say I have answered the question, whether it was right or wrong. All the host has to simply do is push a button to reset the circuits, just like that. So if I go down the line, let's say yellow got to it before I did. If I try hit my buzzer, as you saw, nothing is going to happen. Yellow answers the question, and again, whether the answer is right or wrong, it gets reset by simply pressing a button. Now, you may be asking yourself, what if 2 or more players hit the button at the same time? Well, the answer is the redstone lamps are still going to light up. So for this setup here, I have red and yellow answering at the same time. So if I go ahead and do that, both of their lamps will light up, but the same rules still apply. If blue or green still try to answer after that, nothing is going to happen. But yes, in the event of a tie, both lamps will light up. Now that you know how the buzzer works, let me show you how to make it. And to get things started, you are going to need a 1x9 area for each buzzer that you make, and you will also need 5 blocks below the ground level of your game. For the supplies, you are going to need 2 sticky pistons, 1 redstone block, 2 repeaters, 2 comparators, 2 droppers, a stone button, 6 redstone dust, a junk item to go into the bottom dropper, your building blocks, and then whatever color blocks you like to use for your different buzzers, you can make those as well. In this case, I will be using red for this particular buzzer. To get things started, what we're going to do is come to our floor block right here, and this block is 1 block into our 1x9 area, so the second block back. And again, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 under this block here. And then what we're going to do is whatever color you choose to make the buzzer, go ahead and put that down. Place a button on top. Next, grab your sticky piston, come on down below this floor block, and place a sticky piston facing down with a redstone block on its face just like this. And then go ahead and remove that floor block and get your redstone dust. Place redstone dust on top of the sticky piston like so, and this part is done. So once we push the button, that's going to cause the sticky piston to extend like that. Once you have this in place, we want to go down below, and we want a 2-block gap like this from the redstone block to our next block. We want to place a block right here. Go ahead and remove those 2 blocks. Another block right here. We'll leave this blank for now. And then 2 more blocks like this. Temporary block right here and a block up. Now what we're going to do is grab our redstone dust. We want to place redstone dust here. Get your repeater. Run your repeater facing towards the other blocks. And then redstone dust on these 2 blocks here just like that. Now go ahead and grab your first dropper. Place it on top of this block here so it's pointing up. Go ahead and crouch place a block on top of the dropper. So we place a temporary block on top of it without opening its inventory. Another temporary block right here. Go ahead and remove that. Get your second dropper. Look at the bottom of this block and place your second dropper like that. That way both the droppers are pointing into each other. Go ahead and remove that temporary block. And then what we want to do next is place another block right here by looking at this redstone. So go ahead and do that. So then it will be placed against the bottom one like you see here. Block right here, and then get your next sticky piston right against this block. Place the sticky piston facing down, and then place another building block on its face, just like this. From here, what we're going to do is grab our comparator. We want to run the comparator out from the top dropper like this. Repeater, and then redstone dust. So this is what it should look like underneath, and then the last thing we need to do is open the bottom dropper and place our junk item inside. I went ahead and made a second buzzer because we are going to need a second one in place for this next part. So this is going to be exactly the same as what we just made. So any buzzer that you make after the first one, just remember to leave a block gap like you see here. And then, for example, if you want a third one, we would have a block gap, then you'd have your third buzzer, and then so on and so forth. So that is how that's going to work. So what we're going to do, once you have at least 2 buzzers in place, and this will go for any other buzzers you make after that, what we want to do is come to these sticky pistons right here, place a block right here with redstone dust on top, and then we would just do the same all the way down for however many buzzers you have. Now that we have these two buzzers linked to each other, let me show you how this circuit actually works. So as you saw, once one player hits the buzzer, the others are not allowed to make a move. So again, let's say red hit it first. That powers the redstone dust here. That powers the repeater. It passes it through the block, and then it powers this redstone, powering this block, and then it takes the item from the bottom dropper and puts it into the top one. And from there, the comparator is reading the item that's in the dropper now. That's going to power this repeater. That's going to power this whole redstone line, and then extend both of the pistons. So this is essentially making a lockout circuit, and that is how we're able to make it so if blue tries to do anything, it's not able to. So you can see the redstone being powered down below, but because the block is extended now, it's cutting off the redstone from actually passing through. And that goes the same for any other players you like to make. So if we have yellow and green, you can see how all of that is working down below. Once a buzzer has been activated, the host needs a way to reset all of them. So this is how we're going to do it. What we're going to do is crouch place a block against any of these droppers and just connect them like this with blocks. Place redstone dust on top of these blocks. And then for now, what I'm going to do is place a block right here with a button on top. And as you saw earlier, this lines up with the floor. So if I go ahead and run this through just like this, I'll just go ahead and fill it in now. And now the game floor is done and all of your redstone is hidden. So all we simply do to reset it is now we push the button. Just like that, everything resets. So all this does is it powers both of these droppers and then sends that item that was in the top dropper down to the bottom one. Just to give you a better idea, if you want to make more buzzers, this is what it looks like underneath for the 4 I showed at the beginning of the video. So we have the red, yellow, blue, and green buzzer. And like I mentioned, everything is going to have a 1 block gap in between. These here are going to be connected by the same redstone line to reset all of the buzzers. And then we have all of this on the same redstone line as well to actually shut off all the other buzzers from being activated. At this point, we have 2 functioning quiz game buzzers, but we still want to be able to see who actually hit the buzzer. So this is where this next part comes in. Now what we're going to do is place a temporary block under this, a block out, go ahead and remove the temporary block, get your last comparator, run your comparator out from there, and then place another block right here with a repeater. And this can go wherever you'd like. So if I am red, I push the button, that gets powered. We can see the comparator is detecting the item in the top dropper on both sides now. And then let's say we want to place a wall right here, just like this, with redstone lamps, like that. So all we would simply do is run this repeater into a block like this, place a block above the repeater, redstone dust. You can see the redstone dust is now being powered. Get a couple glass blocks to run it up like that. And because we are using transparent blocks, the redstone line can carry through, so you can see that it's still being powered. And then it runs up to the lamp like that. And then of course we would do the same to the other side. I went ahead and installed the redstone lamp for the blue one as well. And like I mentioned, everything is exactly the same for each buzzer. Just remember, you need to leave a block gap in between each one. And then in the middle, you are connecting them with blocks right here in redstone dust, a block here in redstone dust, and then you continue that down for as many players as you want. Now that we have that set up, let's go ahead and reset these. So just like you saw in the beginning of the game, if red goes, blue is not able to. Blue goes, blue's now being powered, red can't go. We reset it, and then like I mentioned, in the off chance that both players actually hit the button at the same time, so let's go ahead and just set this up real quick. Redstone dust, and a button here just so I can actually power both. Both are going to light up at the same time. Like I mentioned, there is a chance for people to light them up at the same time, but for the most part, not everyone, I don't think, is going to react at the exact same time. So with that, that is why the lockout circuit works. And that is how you make a working quiz game buzzer in Minecraft. If you've enjoyed this video or found it helpful, be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. If you're interested in any other Redstone tutorials, a playlist will be popping up on the screen here. But with that being said, everyone, this is going to be the end of today's Redstone tutorial. I really hope you all enjoyed. This has been Rogue Fox, and I will see you in the next one.